This is the real estate fun game for the BBRETA law. Here are your instructions. For each question, the answer will appear. You provide the question, just like in that very famous TV game show. You'll get 3 seconds to come up with the question. Keep track of right and wrong just so you can measure progress. Run this fun game as many times as it takes until you're ready for prime time. Are you ready? Question 1. BBRETA law deals with this. What are agency relationships? Question 2. The Brokerage Relationships in Real Estate Transaction Act. What is BBRETA? Question 3. BBRETA was written to prevent this. What are agency misunderstandings? Question 4. BBRETA regulations apply to the relationships between these. What are brokers, clients, and customers? Question 5. A contract in which a seller, buyer, landlord, or tenant becomes a client of a broker. What is a brokerage engagement? Question 6. This is a written contract between a client and a broker. What is a brokerage engagement? Question 7. An agency or non-agency relationship between a broker and a customer. What is a brokerage relationship? Question 8. A real estate broker under a brokerage engagement owes the client a set of duties governed by this. What is BBRETA? Question 9. Among other duties, a real estate broker owes the client a set of duties which includes this. What is exercising ordinary skill and care? Note, the broker is not required to accomplish the objective of the engagement, i.e., sell the property. Question 10. In addition to exercising ordinary skill and care and promoting the interest of the client, the broker under a brokerage engagement owes the client this. What is performing the terms of the agreement? Question 11. In addition to the types of agency relationships available, conflicting brokerage relationships, and confidentiality, all brokerage engagements must advise the client about this. What is the broker's compensation? Question 12. In addition to conflicting brokerage relationships, the broker's compensation, and confidentiality, all brokerage engagements must advise the client about this. What are the types of agency relationships available? Question 13. According to BBRETA, after a property is listed for sale and under contract, the broker representing the seller must do this. What is present all offers received to the seller? Note, the broker is not obligated to seek additional buyers for the property. Question 14. When a seller asks for help that is outside the broker's area of expertise, the broker must do this. What is advise the seller to obtain expert advice? Question 15. A broker representing a seller must avoid giving the buyer this. What is false information? Question 16. The broker working for the seller must tell the buyer of any of these. What are material defects? Question 17. If a seller provides inaccurate information related to the material defects of the property, and the broker unknowingly passes the information on to the buyer, this is who is liable. Who is the seller? Question 18. Under certain circumstances, a broker working for the seller must disclose to the buyer any adverse material facts about physical conditions in the neighborhood surrounding the property within this distance. What is 1 mile? Question 19. An act that does not require the exercise of professional judgment. What is ministerial? Question 20. A broker representing the seller may help the buyer without fear of violating the brokerage agreement by providing information about schools, but not this. What are non-ministerial duties? These include helping with loan selection or advising the buyer on what to look for in a property. Question 21. Showing a potential buyer these does not violate the brokerage agreement with the seller. What are competing properties? Question 22. According to BBRETA, after a property listed for lease is under contract for lease, the broker representing the landlord must do this. What is present any offers received to the landlord? Question 23. According to BBRETA, if the landlord asks for help that is outside the broker's area of expertise, the broker must do this. What is advise the landlord to seek expert advice? Question 24. According to BBRETA, to promote the interests of the landlord, a broker representing the landlord must account for this. What are all money and property? Question 25. A broker representing a landlord must avoid giving this to a tenant. What is false information? Note, there's no requirement for meeting with the landlord, locating tenants, or helping the tenant determine an offer. Question 26. The broker working for the landlord must tell the potential tenant about this. What is environmental contamination? Question 27. If the landlord provides inaccurate information related to the material defects of the property, and the broker unknowingly passes this inaccurate information on to the potential client, this person can be held liable. Who is the landlord? Question 28. A broker representing the landlord may help the tenant without violating the brokerage engagement by engaging in these. What are ministerial duties, i.e. locating a nearby school, which do not rely on professional judgment? Question 29. Showing a potential tenant competing properties does not violate this. What is the brokerage engagement? That's it for BBRETA Law. Click on some of our other tests as a fun, fast way to learn your real estate terminology.